To all the viewers watching us this morning, we are here at Sporting Alpha's venue. Beautiful day. We have Levante and Costa del Sol here today, and they're going to do they're playing the first game for us. They'll do the coin toss. You please call.
That's head. That's head. That's tail.
Okay.
Okay. He needs it. You toss. You call.
Heads. It's a head. It's a head, no?
Yep.
No, it's heads. Yeah.
Go on.
That's heads.
Heads is, and
As you did last. Okay.
and Costa del Sol is shoulders and ball.
Okay.
Good luck. Go well.
Listen. Best of luck. Okay.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned.
Spanish National League finals, and I'm joined again by our resident host, Tim Ames of the Sporting Alphas Cricket Club. Good morning,
host.
Tim.
Good morning. It sounds as if I'm leaning on the corner of the bar with my elbow, doesn't it? And welcome, like a genial mind host. Welcome, yes, welcome to Sporting Alphas. The game's about to kick off, and here comes the first ball. We've got Costa del Sol bowling to Levante. This is the match that will decide who goes on to feature in the final, I believe, Hugh. You've got all the figures in front of you.
Well, absolutely. We're looking as though between these two teams will meet Pakai Care in the final, as Pakai Care were unbeaten yesterday in their games. Levante lost one and Costa del Sol lost a game yesterday, so they are now playing for that final semi-final spot.
For the final spot, indeed. It is early, dear boy. Don't worry. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't worry. Both of these teams got handed their bottoms on a plate by Pack Care yesterday. It'd be fair to say, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a spanking was given.
A spanking. They both came a distant second in a two-horse race in their matches against Pack Care, so they've got a chance to, whoever wins this match, redeem themselves in the final, kicking off at 1 o'clock Central European time. It's a lovely shot. One arm wittering and setting the scene. There's a beautiful shot through the covers, authentic cricket shot to get Levante off the mark. Runs from the bat, 4 runs, and we're away.
Tom Norton is opening the bowling. Had a first good couple of balls, but was dispatched in that last one with a, as you say, Tim, a cracking shot. It's gone high. Lorne Burns is under it. Oh, but the skipper's dropped it. He won't be happy with that.
He never really looked as if he was getting to it, did he? He kept coming forward and stopping, coming forward and stopping, coming forward and stopping. Not the sort of things he wanted with cold fingers this early in the morning, but that would have been a lovely start for them. He's cross with himself, as well he might be.
Actually bounced off his chest as well. He got into the right spot. But I think, yeah, it may be a bit early for him.
So the field switches for the left-handed batsman. Oh, there's a chance for the Costa del Sol to redeem themselves.
And it's taken.
Oh, I was anticipating the clang of a clash of heads there. That nobody seemed to call for it. 2 men went for it. And they did very well to take that catch and make amends for that drop catch earlier by Burns, the captain. If you have a look here, 2 men were arriving in the same place at the same time. I don't even know which one took it.
It was very close, wasn't it? Oh, what?
I still don't know which one of the 2 took it. Sleight of hand there from the Costa del Sol.
Kumar actually had his hands around the ball.
That was very much. Did you see the story in the sports news yesterday about the baseball fans have been banned from all Major League Baseball stadia because they leant over the barrier and ripped the ball, literally ripped the ball from a fielder's mitt as he was taking a catch?
No,
it very much had an air of that, of one person taking the catch and the other one saying, no, that's my ball. Look it up on the sports pages. It's on the BBC website, actually. I don't know how much you saw the last match last night, Hugh, but Costa del Sol were guilty of not finding a good length in their last match last night when they played Pack Care. They were dropping it in far too short, and I think they've learnt that lesson this morning. They're bowling a much fuller length, which you can and must do on this bouncy track.
I did watch it, Tim, and it looked as though, again, Babar and the other opening bat, Ishan of Pack Care, were really putting Costa del Sol bowlers to the sword again. Into the second over now. We're 6 for 1. Dylan Henshaw to bowl. And he was guilty of giving away far too many extras yesterday. Very wide outside off stump, a little loosener
You can't blame him that this time in the morning, can you? It's virtually dark outside. There are still dogs howling at the moon as I left home this morning, and it's not a long drive to get here. The fact that it's our dog and he needs disciplining is neither here nor there. But no, it's still very, very early. But as you say, a loosener, but he got away with it. Just the one single. Already Costa del Sol, despite that drop catch from the skipper, are looking a much sharper outfit than the ragtag band. Is that the word that
Yes,
we saw
absolutely.
in the match last night? Oh, that's very well filled. There's a chance of a run out at the bowler's end. Henschel has a little shy, and they're backed up. It's just the single. Again, short again, but a better short length. Nice, genuine cut shot, but very well fielded there, backward point.
Again, another ball goes sky, but the wicket keeper's under it, and he's taken. Another wicket has gone.
Well, this is a much better showing from Costa del Sol. The tails are up. 2 wickets gone already. It's very, very early days in this, what is effectively a semi-final, but they might be sniffing the final already. I think after 2 overs in that match last night, they'd conceded something like 40 runs off the first 2 overs.
It was a hammering, wasn't it,
It
Tim?
was. So this is a far tighter start. And some good cricket we've seen from them. Rather flippantly last night, which is so out of character for me to say something flippant, but I commented that Costa del Sol all had their shirts flapping out yesterday, and it was a sign of indiscipline. And I was trying to sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but I'm looking around the ground this morning. Every single Costa del Sol player, shirts tucked in, looking the business.
They must have listened to you on the commentary
I
last night.
can't believe they will take any notice of an old git like me. But there we go.
Well, it's definitely worked. They are looking sharper. We're now 8 for 2 as Dylan Henschel comes into bowl again.
Signalled a wide.
It's just too far, pushing too far outside off.
I just got an appreciative nod from Burns, the Costa del Sol captain there.
Must have been about kit and having your shirts tucked in.
Or something. Again, Henschel goes short again.
That's pulled to square leg for 4 runs. That has been dispatched.
Yep, nice shot, genuine shot. Burns has wandered across, just have a little word with Henschel. Wants the field looking at, he's got nobody in the deep there on the leg side, other than not at all. I can't see a boundary fielder
Perhaps
on
the
the leg
skipper's
side
told
at
the
all.
bowler that Christmas is over. No more gifts to the batsman like that.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. The man has gone back to deep, backward square on the boundary. Not a wide, but tied it up athletically behind the stumps. Andrew James, your namesake.
No relation.
As far as you know. Good looking lad like you.
That's good bit of fielding, but an over. Quick throw at the stumps. Wicket keeper didn't collect, but well backed up by Jamie Riley down there on square leg.
Yep. Again, sharp fielding. Good backing up. Keeping it to 1. Henschel persisting with a shorter length. There was the fuller one. And he finishes the over with a dot ball.
Yeah.
Nice over.
Keeping down that offside channel.
He went for 10 in that, but it felt like a fairly tidy over in the context of 10 over cricket. You're going to get hit for a couple. The one that went to square leg to the boundary was there for hitting.
Well, he took another wicket, so that puts a little bit of pressure on Levante, I feel. We're now 2 overs down, and of course, short format of the game. We're eight overs left. The skipper, Lorne Burns, takes the responsibility. Comes in with his leg break.
Oh, I was going to say just a single. They're looking for the second. Oh, that's an excellent throw straight over the stumps. Yeah, I'm looking at Burns. He's bowling these leg breaks. Has nobody again on the leg side boundary. And that's where the batsman was aiming for. Bottom edge is it. I don't know if that was into his toe or into the ground. But Burns has got to be fairly accurate where he's pitching this. Oh, he's putting the man back now.
Jamie Riley goes back to the boundary, and Henshaw comes back into the ring.
Nicely bowled. Just tucks him up for a little bit of room.
Oh, he gets some turn on that.
Well, that's nice and tidy, isn't it? Very nice, tidy work. Tidy behind the stumps as well. Not given many width. Oh, a lady has turned up with some chocolate biscuits.
Thank you, Kate.
Burns comes in again. Half a dozen paces. Turns his arm over. A little bit short of that one. Another dot ball. That's a good over.
Again, damn on the batsman, struggling to get this away.
Only the single so far off the over? Am I imagining that?
Correct.
Oh, turn and lift as well. One off the over. What a great bowling change by the skipper. Brings himself on. That's a very good job.
Leading from the front. And that, again, in a 10-over contest, an over like that can really be game-changing.
Very much so. Now,
Rash, can you go square leg? Jamie, you're coming up to more like
we now have
Richard Lake.
Richard Lake, thank you very much indeed. We've got boundary fielders now, long off, long on. Deep mid-wicket and somebody on the cover point boundary. They're your 4 boundary riders.
Just a single taken off the first ball of Lake's over. Taking a much shortened run-up from what I've seen in the past. But again, another ball has gone skywards. But nobody inside the ring. It's full safe.
Lake won't mind that though, just the single. He'll be happy with that. For a moment, Burns thought that was his and he started sprinting in. But realised he was going to be about 40 yards short of that one.
And that's a very good line and length from Richard Lake.
Well, they've done the homework overnight. Lots of short bowling yesterday. They've been pitching it up this morning. No homework. Burns actually standing on the boundary saying, we did no homework. That aside, though, it is a fuller length that Costa del Sol are bowling today, and it is paying dividends for them. I'd like to see the replay. Did that turn significantly? Because the keeper was going down leg side to take it, and then leapt salmon-like to take it on the offside.
And it's drifting over, right over to leg.
He actually took it over the top of the stump, said that the keeper was moving excessively down to the leg side, but good take in the end. And again, another miserly over. So only 4 runs from the bat from the last 2 overs. Costa del Sol will be very pleased with the way this match seems to be going. They've taken 2 wickets as well. 20 runs off 4 so far.
Another change of bowler. Young Jamie Riley now into the attack. Skipper wants to rearrange the field, pushing out to long off. No. Actually, 2 runs out of that from one overthrow.
But good backing up both ways on that. Nice type performance in the field, even though there were overthrows, if that's possible, if you know what I mean.
Looking sharp in the field.
Yeah. Oh, goodness, that slipped out. A head-high beamer and is signalled appropriately as such by the umpire, saying that is a no ball.
No ball. With the free hit.
Costa.
That was short. Dispatch for 4 runs.
These things will happen with a free hit. You can throw everything at it, the kitchen sink at it with impunity. And that's what he did. 4 runs. That's a very nice ball. Good line, good length.
Much better ball.
Good energy, boys. Good effort, lads.
Riley comes in again. Another excellent ball. It's been a super over apart from that beamer that slipped out. Generating a nice bit of zip as well.
Got the right line there. And he comes again. Whispering past off stump.
Indeed. So we're going to miss again.
And of course, being left-handed bowler, he's coming across that. Across the line.
We saw a disproportionate number of left bowlers in this tournament, haven't we? I'm not saying it's a bad thing when I say disproportionate. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying we've seen more than would be the average normally. Just the single again.
Costa del Sol will be happy with that over. Now 29 for 2 and halfway through the innings.
Riley went for 9 off that, but 4 were on the free hit and 1 for the no ball. So other than that, an extremely tidy over in the right areas. Burns comes on for the second over of his spell, his concluding over of his spell. Can't wait to get on with it. He's at the top of his mark already, tossing the ball from hand to hand. Floats it up a little bit. Good scampered fielding. There was a scamper down to the third boundary to keep it to 1.
Levante bats have really got to look to get boundaries now. That's too wide, and they go for a run.
Yeah, a little bit loose there from Burns, trying to just push it out from the batsman's reach, but did that excessively, and the umpire was saying, you can't do that, Sonny. That is just terrific bowling. Tempts him to the big heave. The ball leaves him. He's been getting good turn with these little
Great
leg
work.
cutters that he's got.
Great work by Andrew James behind the stumps. That was good reaction. Look, gathers in his gloves. Wicket taken.
And we're over halfway through the innings. 32 runs on the ball, 32 for 3. And they whiz past with all these dot balls. We're halfway through this innings already. And we seem barely to have started. And Levante really haven't got going with the bat.
In comes Tariq for Levante. He really now has to take the game against Costa del Sol. He's got to be a key player for Levante. Six runs. What a cracking hit by Tariq. First ball.
Yeah, the fielder on the long off boundary was interested for a long, long time. He thought that was going to be a catch, and in the end it just sailed over. What a way to get off the mark. He goes again to the same area. This time doesn't get all of it. Just the single out to long off. 11 off the over so far. Not the miserly over that Burns bowled on his first set of 6. Persisting with this fuller length, and why shouldn't he? It's worked for him so far. Another single.
Keep going, Lonnie. Come, Costa.
Again targeting that off stump area.
I wouldn't mind having a look at the replay of that, because Tariq gave it a heave and his weight was on his front foot, and I think he might well have lifted there. And James behind the stumps is looking a little bit as if he might have let a chance go there. Let's have a little look. No,
No,
maybe
that
not.
was the.
That wasn't the ball, was it? No, sorry, that was indeed.
Before.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Change of bowler. We're now 40 for 3, 6 overs accomplished. Richard Lake back to bowl.
Went for a miserly 3 runs off his first over. If he can do something similar now, that will really put Costa del Sol in the driving seat in this match. Levante have not got going at all with the bat.
Oh.
Cabaret shots, premeditated. He was already squatting down for that scoop shot before the bowler had even considered starting his run up, by the look of it.
It was well executed, to be fair. And now a cross-batted shot off to mid-on. Just the single scored.
Tariq on the charge. And Lake saw him coming, pushed it past, dot ball, well bowled.
It's well picked up by Lake. On the ball, it's a big hit, but it's not made it all the way. There's some confusion whether there should be a second. Really should have had 2 runs from that.
Should have got 2, just got the 1, I believe. And Lake, we took the pace off that ball, and Tariq was through the shot by the time it arrived at him. And again, just the single. Lake won't mind this at all.
Down to Henshaw at mid-on. And that one in the slot, but again, it only goes for a single. Well collected by the skipper, Lorne Burns. And that's the end of the over. We're now 48 for 3 after 7 overs. 3 overs remaining. 18 balls. And Levante have really got to get some runs now.
Well, it's the main purpose of the game when you're batting, I would assume here. Just got to get some runs. But, you know, sometimes stating the obvious like that can help the batsman clear his mind from other thoughts. It's like in golf, having too many swing thoughts can mess you up. Sometimes you just need somebody to say, just hit the ball. Have you considered a career in coaching?
No.
No. Yeah, Matt Williams, bit of a pie to start off with. He's a tall lad, brings it down from a great height. And he's taken a wicket with a ball that if the batsman had left it would have been a wide.
Absolutely right. And that's where the pressure comes onto the batsman, isn't it? He's looking to capitalise on anything that comes down the wicket, and he really should have left that alone. He knew it.
Yep.
He ended up with only one hand on the bat, skywards, and an easy catch.
Yep.
Out
Bass
of
has gone.
gully.
The only batsman to have got into double figures so far. And he trudges back.
I didn't know whether to go Jamie again or Matt. Considering how much it's bounced from the spin, I thought Matt would get the outside.
Furkan Samir comes into bat.
The offside is probably 4 knots it. So, whereas if he gets it here,
I don't know if you could hear the voice in the background there. And that's the Captain Burns on the boundary sharing his bowling change thoughts with the crowd. And it seems to be working. It seems to be working. Pulled himself on early on in the game, took a wicket. And Williams with a dot ball to follow the wicket. It's all going Costa del Sol's way at the moment. It's very, very hard to come in at this stage of an innings and hit boundaries straight away, isn't it? You haven't got any time to settle, haven't got any time to get your eye in. And Williams is bowling the sort of pace where the batsman has to put all the pace on the ball because he's giving the batsman no pace to work with at all.
Well, interesting that Furkan Samir is taking that guard really at leg stump. I don't know whether you should be doing that if you know the bowler's pushing it always down the offside channel. There again.
Same again, couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
And the stumping. Well, it's a
off he
masterclass
goes.
from Williams.
I couldn't understand what Zamir was thinking on that.
No, good point there, Hugh, because he was always having the reach, wasn't he? He was always reaching and never had his balance there. Was never going to get his weight through a shot.
Absolutely. Overextending himself.
And the revolving door of the Levante batting order continues to turn. 1 in, 1 out. 50 for 5. Sorry, Hugh. No.
Zayn Elahi now into bat. He has scored some runs. Although he doesn't have the air of confidence about him this morning.
Well, he's been left a bit of a task to do. 50 for 5. Only 14 balls left. What would be a target? It must be looking to get over 70, but they've shown no great evidence of being able to reach the boundary today.
Matt Williams into bowl again. And that has gone skywards, but dropping short from Henshaw. A good throw into the bowler. Good fielding.
Yeah, very sharp word from Henshaw there.
Backed up by the skipper.
Well, that is a tidy over. 2 wickets, only the 3 runs off it. Exactly what the captain would have ordered.
51 for 5. 12 balls remaining of this innings.
It's not going to be an imposing total that their target to set for Costa del Sol. The weather is yet to warm up. The forecast is quite pleasant for today, but there's still a bit of a chill in the air. It is very early in the morning to be playing cricket for these chaps. I don't know where the Costa del Sol boys stayed last night, but there's always the temptation when you're in this part of the world to just hop on a bus or a taxi down into the flesh pots of Benidorm, which are a tantalising 10 minutes away down the road. I don't know if any of the guys took advantage of that.
Tom Norton back into the attack.
Two men on the boundary behind square on the offside for Costa del Sol to cut off the shot that was attempted there. Attempts the same shot, attempts to chip it over the cordon down to the 3rd boundary, makes no contact with it.
It is declared wide by umpire O'Reilly.
Is that Vince under all that clothing there? He's got very much his winter umpiring outfit on. He's got a big hat, a big coat.
Absolutely.
Looks very snuggly out there.
Again pushing it down outside the off stump. A little bit of a shorter ball and it gets that lift off this track, Tim.
Indeed, yep, we've spoken about it a few times. Anything short will sit up looking to be hit. Norton's been going short outside our stump and it's been paying dividends for him so far. That one at the body. And again, they just jog through for the 1. And a terrific spell this is looking like from Norton.
Tariq Iqbal to face.
Just 1 more ball. And I'm terribly sorry. I'm talking absolute nonsense. I've lost track of where we are in this over. It's all a blur, isn't it, Hugh? It's all a blur.
gone for the big hit. It's skyward. Dylan Henshaw just couldn't get across. It's too far for him. But it keeps it down to two runs from a big hit from Tariq Iqbal.
That would have been one of the best catches I've ever seen. If you took that. Even if you got a hand on it.
Yeah.
Wide ball.
Yeah, Vince had to think about that, the umpire, and then he thought, no, can't let that one go. That is a wide. But still, economical stuff from Norton. A couple more balls. He's only gone for 11 runs so far. And that is a lovely ball, full and straight. And Costa del Sol keep turning the screw. There will be pressure. I wonder who will be coming on to bowl the final over. But there will be pressure on that bowler because the bowling so far has been, if not immaculate, certainly up there with what the captain would have ordered at breakfast this morning if he'd had the option.
It's a great full-length ball from Norton. Having previous ball been pushing it wide, short, and then turns the next ball into a Yorker and clears the stumps.
Very nice. It's always nice to see, isn't it? Except when you're the man whose head turns round to see the stumps clattered behind you. Tariq Iqbal capable of hitting a very big ball, but he can't hit any now because he's back in a hutch. Just one more ball to come from Norton to complete his spell.
56 for 6. Just the single taken off Norton's last ball of the over.
And that is a lovely little spell. He's taken 2 wickets in his spell. He's gone for 12 runs, 6 and over. And that's very much in keeping with what the overall average run rate is here. 57 for 6 off 9. And who is being tasked? Yep, Williams has come back on to complete his spell, bowled his second over. Took 2 wickets for 3 runs in his first over. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wicket gone.
Indeed, run out. It is a little bit dewy, the grass this morning, still wet, and it's green and long, the grass. I didn't see whether he actually slipped on the grass or on the artificial track, but he ended up on his bottom, nowhere to go, sat there stranded, and the bowler just takes the bails off. And it's another wicket. 57 for 7 now.
Faiz starting to walk. Sorry, not bat.
Good, Matty. Very good, Matty.
Faiz now facing.
Yep, Faiz, number 7, coming out the bat. He wasn't ready, still hadn't made his mark. Well, the lift of that surprised both the batsman and the keeper. Keeper could have, I think he might have taken that on the chest. On the shoulder. Not very pleasant, but there we go.
Blow on the shoulder.
That's a chance.
It's in the air and it's taken. Matt Williams.
Matt Williams, the bowler, Tom Norton, the catcher. Good work by both of them. Easy to confuse the two. They're both tall, athletic young men. And all in all, it has been a very, very tidy performance in the field from Costa del Sol. They will be patting themselves on the back when they go in to put their pads on. They probably don't need to pad up beyond 2 or 3, I would have thought. Hugh, what do you think? They'll knock these off in no time at all.
I think you're right, Tim. Having seen Costa del Sol and their batting performances yesterday, they've certainly got the ammunition in the bag to see off this innings early on.
Probably no need to even commentate on the batting then. We'll demolish. Oh, I was going to say we'll demolish that plate of biscuits that Kate brought out, but I see you've been doing that. Glance down to my left and there's plate with crumbs on it. What are you? You're a sneaky devil, aren't you?
Missed my breakfast.
Have we missed the Corton bowl? Do you want a biscuit? Well, the commentary was talking about biscuits. Thankfully, Burns was standing on the boundary and said, "Have you chaps actually going to comment on this Corton bowl or not?" Well, last man comes in. Not often you see a side bowled out within the 10 overs. We might well see that. We've got one more ball for Williams to achieve that task. He's got a rather remarkable analysis so far of 1.5 overs, 4 wickets for 4 runs. Not too shabby.
That's excellent figures.
Come on, you get your 5 then, come on.
Skipper demanding 5 wickets from his bowler. Last ball of the innings.
Oh, and he's done it!
And he has done it.
What a quite remarkable performance. Matt Williams has taken a fifer and he's done it with a hat-trick with the last 3 balls of the innings. Am I right in saying that?
That is phenomenal. You're absolutely right, Tim.
That is
and 5
just
wickets.
An astonishing ball performance. He finishes with 2 overs, 5 wickets for 4 runs. And Costa del Sol will be absolutely cock-a-hoop with what they have achieved this morning. The sun comes out to celebrate for them as well. They'll be batting with the sun on their back. They will be chasing 60 is the target for them. And they are a side completely unrecognisable from the Costa del Sol side that finished last night. Remarkable, remarkable. Whatever Burns said to them last night, they've obviously taken to heart and they've come out and they look a very, very slick unit indeed.
They've done extremely well, Tim. They must have listened to you about their kit, tucking those shirts in, looking smart, looking sharp. And we'll resume the commentary for the innings of Costa del Sol to chase down 60 runs in 10 overs. Thank you.
Right, Hugh, we will take a short break and we'll come back and we'll see just how many overs it does take Costa del Sol to knock off these 60 runs to put them in the final later on against Pac Ikea. Just to set the context for the rest of the day, at 11 o'clock Central European time, we will be having the final of the round-robin matches. It is something of a dead rubber. Sorry to put cold water on your enjoyment of the cricket today, but the result of the next match won't actually influence who goes into the final. But it's a game of cricket to watch in the sunshine in January on the Costa Blanca. Look at that as the sunshine has just come out across the ground and across the peaks of the mountains in the background. What a divine place to find yourself in on a January morning. All is good. I'm going to go and get some more cups of tea. We'll be right back with you in a couple of minutes and see how Costa del Sol get on chasing that target. of 60 runs. Be right back. umpires are out. The fielding side is out. Lake and Henshaw make their way to the middle to commence the Costa del Sol innings. They are chasing the very chase-downable, it's a good word, chase-downable target of 60 runs to take them through to the final at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Levante will need to do something very, very special. We've seen special bowling in the first innings of this match. If you've just joined us, we saw Matt Williams take a fifer by a hat-trick with his last 3 balls of the innings. Quite remarkable bowling. But Levante are going to have to match that with some other superhuman deeds if they're going to restrict their scoring. It's Tim Ames here from Sporting Alphaz Cricket Club, joined by Hugh James from La Manga. I ummed and ahed, didn't I? For a moment there, I forgot. Here we go then.
Bilawal to opening Bilawal Shahzad, opening the bowling.
Well, top ball from Shahzad to start it off. Costa del Sol probably panicking. They're behind the run right now. Bilawal generating good pace.
Changing his action. He was a another left arm bowler.
Signal wide, very slowly rotating Vince Riley from the bowler's end, umpire. But when he finally got round, his arms were outstretched. Runs from the bat.
Yeah, off the back foot, Richard Lake getting the scoreboard going. Of course, with the previous wide, now 2 runs for no wickets.
Good pace from Shahzad. On another day, the batsman might have tried to scamper a single there because the bowler had to field off his own bowling. But no risks needed to be taken at all by Costa del Sol. They can even have the luxury of turnover cricket of playing themselves in, these openers. Only looking to get 6 and over to progress to this afternoon's final. Where did you dine last night? Tell me after this ball, there, Hugh. There is a follow-up question, obviously.
And that they have scrambled a single on that ball. I must have been listening to you, Tim. Where did I dine? I honestly don't know where I did dine last night.
Were you that drunk at the end of the evening in a kebab somewhere? Was that what it was?
No, it certainly wasn't. It was a nice restaurant, not far from the beach here at Albir.
Oh, I was hoping you could recommend it if you could remember, because I like a bit of garlic, and you clearly consumed copious amounts of garlic.
Oh dear.
No, I don't mind at all. Don't mind at all. Oh, again, Vince slowly turns round. I'd like him when he does that turn round to carry on turning, because it's like the turning of the Queen Mary, isn't it? He turns slowly, and I like it to do the full circle rather than turning back the way he came, but I can't have everything in life.
That was far too wide from Shahzad. Pitches in short of a length, gets that bounce off the track. Lake can't get near it. No run scored, dot ball.
That's your one for the over, said Vince as the bowler walked back past him. He's a character, Vince, that umpire. He's an absolute character.
Isn't he in the legal profession before retiring to Spain?
He's a stickler for rules from the bat. Sorry, I interrupted you as you were actually going to comment on the cricket, such as what. I must stop doing that because we actually missed the court and bowl earlier because I was wittering earlier. But yeah, dot ball there. But no, he's an absolute character. Vince, come down and have a chat to him sometime.
And that's the end of the over. 4 runs. So slightly behind.
Yep, slightly behind the rate, indeed, Hugh, but no alarms so far for the Costa del Sol batters. And I know I'm being terribly dismissive, and I do apologise to any Levante members or Levante supporters who are watching us this morning, but I can't see Costa del Sol getting into any trouble chasing these down. A very controlled nudge down to third boundary by Henschel.
First ball dispatched for 4 runs.
A little change of the field there in the cordon. But it was placed beautifully. It was a catch in height, but it was placed beautifully in the gap there.
Well, that's a good reply.
Absolutely nice.
Good
Tight
line and
ball,
length.
good line and length. But the batsman again up with the rate. No need to do anything other than watch it go past. Nice short ball there.
That's his one of the over.
Wow. A couple of good balls in this over, followed by that shorter ball that spooned up into the air, scooped up into the air. And the first of the Costa del Sol wickets falls. No alarm bells ringing quite yet, obviously.
Henschel will be disappointed with that. It was another one of those balls well outside off stump and should have left that alone. Lorne Burns now making his way to the middle.
Yep, captain strides out confidently and purposefully. Brought himself on to bowl quite early in the Levante innings. Took a wicket in his first over. He's come in first wicket down as well. And looking to knock off another 52 runs in 8 and a bit overs. Well, it's another dot ball. Ahmad certainly not conceding this contest without a fight.
Having given away 4 runs in his first ball, he's bowled well in this over.
A very nice over. So that first ball went for 4. On another day, it would have caught a different part of the edge of that bat and been gobbled up by gully or backward point or something, but it went down for 4, which was the only real blot on his copybook during what was otherwise a very nice over, which included the 1 wicket. 9 for 1 after 2. Again, no alarms for the batting side, but another couple of quick wickets, and they'll be thinking, oh, maybe this isn't as easy as we think it was going to be. we shall see. The sun is now bright. It's very, very low in the sky. I mentioned this yesterday, that obviously this time of year playing cricket in the first half of January, the sun only gets a few degrees over the horizon, and so it's right across the ground. So the catch that was taken in that previous over would have been taken coming out of the sun, so it was a very good effort.
Shazad in his second over, a quick single taken.
That's good running, because I went straight to the fielder that's there. He's on the one, but conceded the one. And that's nice, slick communication between the two batsmen for Costa del Sol. Another one goes on to the total.
And I think this is what Levante failed to do in their innings in their first 2 overs. Actually probably just looking to push, find the singles, find the 2 runs, rather than going for the big hits.
There were a lot of play and misses, weren't there? A lot of swooshing air. Same again, just a little push.
His back foot,
Yep.
late getting that single.
Yeah, the men on the ones aren't really on the ones, if that makes sense.
Batsman scampering away.
Good cricket all round. The fielding was very sharp. Meant the batsman really had to turn it on, but they scampered through, as you say, very well. And another single. Was that off bat or was that a leg by? I didn't see. I didn't see the signal from Vince. I was watching all sorts of other things going on.
That was a run.
It was runs from the bat.
Shazad into bowl again. Left arm. That's well fielded. Well played. No runs. Crucial dot ball for Levante. They need to keep this bowling tight.
That was a very unconvincing push at the air outside off stump.
A wafting from Lake.
Yep.
No commitment. But it was a good line and length by Shazad. Keeping a good discipline there. And what a great catch.
That is a remarkable catch. Just a push, a hard-handed push into the offside, and the diving, sprawling figure. Who took the catch there?
Tariq Iqbal.
It was. We've seen some big hitting from Tariq earlier in his very brief innings, and then a tremendous catch there.
Diving catch.
Lake trudges back. And it's a good, tight performance from Levante. They really are making Costa del Sol earn this victory, if a victory indeed is what it is. I was very dismissive of their chances earlier, and I'm more than happy to eat humble pie if they take this down to the wire. It'll be a cracking game if this gets into the last over.
Certainly Levante aren't making it easy for Costa del Sol. If anything, Lorne Burns might start thinking, what am I going to do here? Got to keep that scoreboard just ticking over.
Well. Well. In and out. A again. I mentioned the revolving door batting policy for Levante, but they're doing exactly the same. They've turned the tables on Costa del Sol. And
in this game of cricket, you cannot be certain of anything. Straight into the hands of Gully.
Yep.
Faiz taking an easy catch.
Well,
pushing it out. Well taken. Stanley Howarth now walks out into the middle. Responsibility on his shoulders.
Well,
joining Tom Norton, can they build a partnership to see them over the line?
I can almost feel the glee of people sitting at home watching me eat my words of how easily Costa del Sol were going to chase this down. And yeah, tiny little tinkling of alarm bells ringing. 3 wickets down. The captain's gone. Somebody is going to have to get a little innings put together somehow.
That was a great ball from Ahmad.
Well,
they sneak a run from that. .47 from 6.3 overs required. Yeah, I'm disappointed with that. That was a loose ball, gone for wide. Levante don't need to be giving away extras.
No, there's not got many to defend, but defending it well so far. And another swing and a miss. It looks hard going this morning. We've not seen anybody really stamp themselves onto the game with the bat. Very strange. There was some big hitting yesterday, there were some big scores yesterday. But it looks as if it were obviously it's exactly the same track. How could it be any different with an artificial track? But it looks like a complete different kettle of fish.
It's a big strike. It's gone in the air. And and that's a drop. And that's costly. That's costly.
It could well be, couldn't it? Because that would have ramped up the pressure on Costa del Sol. A 4th wicket this early in the innings, but what was a fairly simple catch.
Back on his back foot and taking a big heave. No, that's a better shot. And that will go for 4 runs. Howarth getting onto the front foot, driving it.
Briefly, the fielder was interested in that, realised it was going over his head, and you could suddenly hear the release of pressure. There was a hissing as it just released the pressure on the Costa del Sol batting. With these small totals, I mean, it ebbs and flows in one ball, really, doesn't it? The tension. End of the over, terrific over.
19 for 3 off 4 overs.
Wow.
All to play for. 41 from 6 required.
Indeed, and all to play for, at the risk of repeating myself from earlier, the winner of this will qualify to play in the final at 1 o'clock against Pakai Care. Pakai Care looked a very, very good unit yesterday and will be tough opponents for whoever faces them, and it will be one of these two sides, Levante or Costa del Sol. I've had a morning, Tim. It took me a while to turn around there. I'm just trying to focus. It's the lovely Jacko. The lovely Jacko. There's, in fact, a number of of sturdy and sterling members of Sporting Alphas standing there on the terrace, having an early morning pint, the breakfast of champions.
Tariq in for his second ball. The first has gone for a single.
Yeah, Jack Perman there was just yelled out to me, a terrific cricketer, Spain international, both at age group level and at senior level. Plays a bit of cricket in the UK as well when he was at university. Terrific young cricketer and a very confident young man.
Top ball. No score there. Tariq Iqbal looking focused.
You know far more about this game of cricket than I do, Hugh. Right arm round to the right arm batsman in this format. What's he attempting to do? Because he's not pushing it across him for slip catches or anything, is he? So what's the thinking behind that?
I think on the first couple of balls he was putting it across the batsman, down into the offside channel. But it is a high-risk strategy, for sure. That one tucks up the batsman. He can only get back and defend. And so the strategy seems to be working as a dot ball. Only 2 in this over, 2 runs scored.
Yep. Leg by to finish the over. Oh, or is it not? Yes, it is. The end of the over. Only 2 of them off the bat. Tariq will be very, very pleased with that.
That's good bowling from Tariq.
Halfway there. We've gone through 5 overs. 22 runs is the total. Another 38 required. 38 of 5. 7.6 the rate required. Even I can do that maths. If I can't do that maths, one glance at the screen will tell me that is indeed the case. 7.6 the rate. Couple of overs, a couple of boundaries each over. Doesn't sound too tricky. The boundary fielders consequently are being set. We've got a long off. We've got a sweeper on the offside. We've got a man at deep square leg. And we've got a man at deep mid-wicket. They are your boundary riders. And a long on. There we go.
Zain to bowl. Norton just having a look at the first ball from Zain. Still has the luxury of that. Floating down leg side, clipped away by Norton.
That's a nice sort of Sunday afternoon wander through for a single, wasn't it? This sort of second 11 Sunday afternoon, old men running. I liked that.
That one a bit more of a scamper.
Yeah. Gloved through, technically a chance. I think that was glove, yeah. As it went through, maybe not.
Pull round to square leg. Gives a single to Norton.
Was well run, well fielded.
Howard taking that opportunity of a single out to extra cover.
Ball, dot ball, keeping it tight. And just fought off an over that whizzed past. The ball is not reaching the boundary.
Costa del Sol needing 34 runs from 4 overs.
Well, suddenly we're over more than 2 boundaries and over needed. And I would say, perish the thought that I was wrong earlier, but Levante might just have their noses in front in this contest.
I think you're right, Tim. Amazing how the tables can turn.
Because earlier on, any boundary would have just put Costa del Sol ahead of the rate now, but any boundary now, they're needing 2 and a bit of them and over. It's
Faiz into the attack.
And a wide.
Ball.
They don't want to be giving away wides. They don't want to be giving away extras. They want to be whizzing through the overs like they have done the last 2 or 3 overs, when they just whiz past in a blur of singles. Yeah, dug in short. A little bit more whiz on that. A little bit of
Howarth taking the single.
And these could be costly, these wides, because he's only conceded 1 ball from the bat.
Declared as
Was
a
that
no
wide
ball.
or no ball?
No,
It was that
ball.
wide, was it?
Free hit.
Free hit. Well, he's recovered well from that, hasn't he? But yeah, he's only conceded the 1 run from the bat, but he's conceded 3 already because of the extras, and there was off of 2 deliveries. Hang on, don't say anything here, I haven't finished laughing. I do love when those predetermined shots, cabaret shots, don't
know
come off.
what Norton was doing there.
Oh, I
It
love to
was
see
set
those
up
go wrong.
It was all wrong. It was not the ball to be playing. An attempted ramp shot. A ramp switch hit.
Love it when they go wrong. Premeditated shots of the curse of the game, the things of the devil.
And may want to leave that shot in the locker for next time.
Well, I enjoyed that, despite the fact I'm being made to eat my words rapidly now, and Levante are nosing well ahead. I still enjoyed that wicket because I'm just no fan of premeditated silliness. I might just watch that later on YouTube just for another giggle. Nice to see batsmen end up on the backsides as well.
The young Jamie Riley is now coming to bat. Heavy responsibility on young shoulders. 29 for 4 of 6.5 overs. 3 balls remaining of this over.
And they're very, very nearly up in double figures here. Very nearly. Nudging 9 now is the required rate. What the umpires discussing? What are you discussing, Vince? Let us know. Oh. Ah. Umpires just confirming how many balls are left. There were those 2 wides early on, or the wide and the no ball earlier on, which can make a bit confusing when there's other things to worry about, like other decisions to give. But we all know where we are now. We're halfway through the over. 3 have gone. again will just be a single, and the rate
Single
climbs ever up.
Out to cover. Another single taken out into the covers. Riley's off the mark. Very loose ball by Faiz.
It's his third loose ball of the over. It's a curate's egg of an over. And yet he's kept it tight with the rest of it. That is the end of the over. 1 wicket, 6 runs conceded. Right, here we go, 3 overs to go. And a dot to start it with. If Levante can just hold their nerve for another 17 balls, they will actually be playing cricket in the final this afternoon. It's been quite a remarkable bowling performance. Because Costa del Sol bowled out of their skin, Hugh, did they not?
Absolutely right, Tim. We weren't predicting them to be in this situation, chasing down a miserly score. They're now at 34 for 4, need 26 from 2.3 overs. And that turns the pressure on even more. Wicket taken.
Well, we've got a proper game of cricket on our hands now. A low-scoring thriller, I think the newspapers would call it, something like that. And Costa del Sol, who I predicted earlier, would coast to this with very little loss of wickets in very few overs, are making heavy weather of it, but they're being made to make heavy weather of it by some excellent bowling from Levante. Levante have offered up a few extras in terms of wides to make the task even easier, but the remainder of the bowls that they've been bowling have been cramping the batsman for space. No batsman really has been able to free their arms, and when they have found the fielders rather than finding the boundary. A reassuring clunk to my left was another cup of steaming warm tea arriving, and wonderful stuff. Do you know, the best cup of tea I can ever remember in commentary was in Dresden, where one of the Dresden players brought some spiced chai tea on a warm tea on a cold morning. That's
fantastic.
Meanwhile, back at the cricket, oh no, we're still taking this mark, so there we go. I can talk about my favourite cups of commentating tea in Dresden. Spicy chai tea. There we go.
Zaim back to bowl. His second over. Looping full-length ball. Good ball to start his over. No runs scored. Pressure really now building on these Costa del Sol batsmen.
Now that was excellent fielding. First the fielder had to decide whether he was going to actually risk taking the catch and messing the fielder up altogether. He decided to let it bounce, and then it took a right old spin or hit a lump or something, and he had to change direction, and he managed to keep it down to just the single, I believe. Was it just the single or the two? Just the single, yeah.
Just the single.
The rate is 12.5 required. 12.5 is the rate. It's very, very exciting. Levante have done this, haven't they?
Done extremely well in their bowling. Very tight. They haven't given up.
No. They've won it. I love putting my foot on it by making predictions that are completely unnecessary, because we could wait 10 minutes and know who's won it, but
It can all change in 3 or 4 balls.
Indeed.
Again, a fuller ball by Faiz. It's only just pushed away to extra cover. Single taken.
Faiz has got the added pressure of having to bowl to a left-hand, right-hand combination, so if they are taking the singles, he's got to get his line right. He's bowling over the wicket, right arm over to the right-handed batsman, but is coming round to the left-handed. That has been hoisted into the air. Another chance.
Oh, no, and the wicket keeper's dropped it. He got onto it. There's an overthrow.
So much going on. Well, it was skied. There was 3 people that could have taken it. The wicketkeeper decided it was his, as is traditional when you're the guy with the gloves, but he was sort of running away from it. There was the chap who was down on the 45, perhaps, would have been the guy to get that. Keeper puts it down, shy at the stumps, overthrows everything, and lots of shouts of "never give up" coming from the bench of the Costa del Sol batters.
A nudge. Takes the single. Jamie Riley takes the single. And now at 40 for 5. Matt Williams. They don't make the boundary.
Oh, that's cruel, isn't it? Cruel, Hewitt did make the boundary.
Oh.
Yeah, square leg umpire said that's gone over. It was a missed shot. It was an inside edge, I believe. And
a much needed boundary.
Very much so, very much needed indeed. Keeps the contest just in the balance. It's going to go right down to the wire, this one.
16 required from
We have another wicket. What a game of cricket. Do you know, I've made a fool of myself by calling it one way and then calling it the other. Why don't I just go right on a limb and call it a tie? Right, I've predicted all 3 outcomes now.
Tim, I was absolutely with you. Of having seen Costa del Sol in their previous batting performances, that chasing down 59 would have been an easy task for them. But of course, when you're in the semi-final slot, everything to play for. Levante wanting to get into that final. The tables have turned. Costa del Sol, 16 required from 7 balls.
So Riley's still out there. Abid comes in to join him. Or have I got the wrong? I might have misidentified there. Not for the first time, not for the last time. 17, isn't it? Number 17 is the player who's just come in.
You're absolutely correct, Tim. It's good to have a professional in the right-hand
More
seat.
through luck than judgment. And my eyesight is terrible. With helmets on, the facial recognition is non-existent for me. So if I don't see a number, I haven't got a chance.
Faiz bat into bowl. It's last ball of the over. Abid going for a big hit, seemed to smash it into the ground. Doesn't go anywhere. It's a dot ball.
Well,
Riley, young Jamie Riley has to face
16 required for the win, 15 for the tie. I didn't bother to look up, despite the fact somebody asked me the question, if it's a tie, whether the points go into the league as a tie or whether there's an extra over or an extra ball. I don't know. If that happens, we'll find out. I'm not here to blag it, am I? But 16, let's say that 16 are needed off this final over. The pressure is on young Riley, as you well say. What a game of cricket. I'm not a morning person. I didn't come along filled with bounce and enthusiasm this morning, and this game of cricket, this low-scoring thriller, has shot a bit of adrenaline into my veins. Well-needed adrenaline. Could be all the caffeine as well, perhaps, but maybe.
an excellent contest, Tim.
It is, isn't it? Absolutely. A fine balance between bat and ball, which is as cricket should be, and you get that so rarely in 10-over cricket because wickets are cheap in 10-over cricket, but... Oh, it's a misfield! At least the misfield didn't result in a boundary. He managed to pull it back there, but 2 runs.
2 runs scored. Riley left-handed managed to clip that down to deep backward point. And that's a big hit from Jamie Riley, but it's dropped. Scampers back, he gets the 2 runs.
Oh, it's exciting. We've seen
12.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Hugh. No, it's okay. I was going to just observe. We've seen so few boundaries this morning in either innings. The outfield is long and lush. Boundaries are going to have to be in the air, but we've seen, what, 1 6, 2 6s tops, I think, today?
They scamper back for 2 runs. They get, there's an overthrow. But Riley fell at the crease. Took a bit of a tumble. Resets himself. 10 required from 3 balls. Goes high, and he's caught. He's gone for the big hit. And who would believe we'd be in this situation? Costa del Sol needing 10 from 2 balls.
Well. It's gone right down to the wire.
Andrew James, the wicketkeeper. Tail end of the order. What can he produce?
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Tiresome old men like me like to say in these circumstances. They also like to say a good one to win. 10 needed, 2 balls. Tariq just needs to make sure that they are both legal deliveries, and I think that will do the trick.
Tariq Iqbal into ball.
A match-winning ball. A quite
takes the
remarkable
stumps.
bowling performance from Levante to have clawed this one back from a very, very low target that they had to defend, and Tariq has made absolutely sure at the death now. 10 runs leaded, just the one ball to get them. And is that 8 down or 9 down now? It's 8 down, is it? Yeah.
8 wickets lost.
There's an almost symmetry to the innings as well, isn't there? These wickets at the tail end of the innings as well. Well, this is quite remarkable.
Rajesh Kumar coming to the crease.
Just the one ball to deliver from Tariq, and victory is his. It's a good ball, it's a dot ball. Oh, actually, they're going to trot through for a run. But it is largely academic, and Levante have pulled off an extraordinary and well-deserved victory, bowling very, very tight to defend a tiny, tiny total of 59. And that will take them through to the final of this competition at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
And they didn't give up hope, did they, Tim? They had a measly time with the bat, only scoring 59 runs. But they came out in the field all positive, heads up, thought that they could still win, and they did.
Indeed, they are all out in the middle, high-fiving each other as well they might. Costa del Sol will really feel that they've let that one slip. Costa del Sol players walking out to the middle now to shake hands, but it will be Levante Cricket Club who go on at 1 o'clock to face Pac Eye Care in the final. We have the next match coming up at 11 o'clock, which won't affect the final placings, but it's cricket. Come and join us for that. For now, Hugh and I will take a break, and we'll join you back here at 11 o'clock Spanish time.